All right. Yes. All right, here we are. 2 years, 3, 5 years, 39 years in the making, this little sit-down.
Yeah.
I asked you to be my guest on episode 100, but
I know.
we weren't there yet.
Yeah.
Now we're on episode 201.
Yeah, well, you guys keep it moving. You do a lot of podcasts, you know?
Yeah.
And this is my first time really sitting down, having my voice recorded or going out over the airwaves.
No, it's not.
The only other, no, I disagree. I disagree. Oh, so you guys have been secretly.
Yeah, we're secretly
No,
recording you.
You did.
No,
you
the
did.
radio show is pretty cool.
Oh man, we basically went on national radio together.
That was
satellite
amazing.
radio on the Ron and Fez show, which is very popular, very, very popular at the time. And we
Yeah.
sat there and it basically held like some sort of AA meeting.
Yeah,
People calling
it turned into some recovery stuff and widely varied in the subject matter. But yeah, you're right. I think the majority of it was sort of like about change, you know,
Yeah.
and the difficulties there are in change. And I think when I mentioned that I was a veteran, that opened up like people
More
calling
people.
from Mobile, Alabama. I'm sitting here with 90 oxys in my pocket, man. What am I, you know?
Yeah.
And I could identify with that guy, but it was like a self-help group over the airwaves, you know?
Yeah, no, I think beyond you guys having great radio voices, I think it was so unexpected, but when people hear that, it felt like after it, I was like, you guys should do this. Like, you need
Yeah.
a radio show, but...
Yeah,
and
where were you on that day?
I
You were
was on the-
traveling? or-
No, I was on the bench.
She was sitting there with
I was
us.
sitting behind you
Oh,
guys.
that's right. Yes.
But
yes.
I wanted to set you up with a whole setup. I was like, you need to be doing
You
this.
saw potential.
Yeah, because there's so many people, I would think, who don't want to go out to a meeting or don't have access to a meeting,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now with our pandemic, you know, there are no more. I mean, there's one in Yorktown, town close by here.
They're doing in person.
In the morning, in person.
Oh wow.
You know, so maybe 20 people show up, but there's enough room in Downing Park.
Mm.
It's outside
Yeah.
where people can stay far
How many
enough
people
away.
do you need for a meeting? 2? Really?
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
that's all it takes.
Mm.
What is the expression? Where two or more are gathered, so am I. You know,
Mm.
that was Jesus.
Oh shit, my
Where two or more-
boy.
Yeah, my boy. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's build up to how you even end up in recovery,
Oh,
because I
Jesus.
feel like when and I've heard these stories piecemeal from time to time, but I feel like something pretty much you left home at 17 to go into Coast Guard
Yeah.
to avoid the draft.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
seems strange.
I turned 18 my first day in boot camp.
Oh wow. Wow.
They took me on November 2nd.
Wow.
And it was advice that I needed. Thank God my father had his head on his shoulders, you know.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking to get rid of me. Maybe my mom might have been looking to get rid of me because I think she probably saw nothing but trouble coming either way, you know.
Had you already tried acid and these
Yeah.
things? Oh, you were doing.
I wasn't doing.
You
had
tried
tr-
acid.
I had tripped on, mescaline, orange sunshine.
Mm. Man.
First acid trip. I maybe I had tripped 4 or 5 or 6 times before I went into the military. But my first acid trip, and I had told you this, it was blotter. It was a blotter of paper and you could see that there was a little stain on it.
Mm.
But there was a purple stamp on it that said Sacrament of the American Church.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It was Timothy Leary's acid.
Neo
Nice.
Sacrament.
Neo Sacrament of the American Church.
Right on.
That might have to be the
And
name of this episode.
And that was a full experience
Yeah.
in terms of it. You know, my thinking process didn't go away. I wasn't looking at dinosaurs and and hearing voices from Mars or anything like that. And it was just, whew, wow, this is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is different. It didn't necessarily make me go towards like I got to do this more often and perfect this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like maybe a once in a while thing. And you got to understand, like 68, 69, 67. If somebody had acid, the few people around that had were into that hippie kind of thing, quote unquote drug culture.
Yeah.
So wow, somebody has 100 hits acid. Ooh, oh, do you know him? Well, can you hook me up? I mean, it was weird because, well, as you know, the area we live in, Westchester County, New York. There are some other affluent towns.
Yeah. We're in the more working class area.
Yes. Yeah. But so I was in Yorktown, which was working class area, but we became friends with some people that lived in Bedford.
Oh, okay.
Pound Ridge.
Rich guys. Rich kids.
Yeah, rich kids. Their parents were doctors and shit.
Yeah.
And they would get access to some superior
Medical grade.
yeah, absolutely, Cass.
Wow.
Well, because you're probably talking like 67, 68, right?
Yeah.
Right at the peak of all this, of acid even getting out there.
Oh, yeah. And the warnings.
Yeah.
This is going to affect your. I don't know how I got past that because I remember having that fear of this is going to affect your genes.
Yeah.
Genetically, it's going to alter you.
It probably did.
Look what you produced.
No, right, exactly. But on the other hand, knowing the history of our family,
Yeah.
I will admit a couple of times I've had thoughts of like, did I do this?
Did you fuck it up?
Did I fuck this up, man?
No.
Did I bring people into the world that are suspect to or something I did to myself
No.
that caused them to be subject to? Well, look at Caitlin. I mean, our sweet Katie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well,
is...
but she chose us. I chose.
Yes.
I chose
I'm into
you
that.
and Mom.
Oh, definitely.
I couldn't wait to come down to you
Right.
and Mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I saw a really cool, groovy couple who was with it, and I was an angel, and I just came down and I said, all right, I'll be human for a while with these guys.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, man.
Yeah.
I've had such a fun life, and
That's
a huge testament to you and Mom.
Wow.
Like it's not, my life isn't about money accumulation,
Right.
even recognition.
Right.
Like it's about right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's you guys.
And it's a hard place to come to.
Yeah.
So, which requires discipline, which you have taken well above where I was, because as you well know, I went towards meditation. I wound up in Denver and met a woman.
This was after. So you get out of the
I'm out of the military.
71, 72 or
72.
Okay.
I came home, and one of the guys I sort of grew up with around the area, Louis. He'll probably never hear this because he's in pretty rough shape down in the Bronx, and the whole thing.
Legend, total legend. This guy, man.
Total legend. Man. This guy.
They don't make them like that anymore.
He was a pool shooting bullshit thief. Thief. Robbed me.
Yeah.
Robbed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. At any rate, so I wound up hooking up with Louis, And both of us were like, yo, you just came home from Germany. I just came out from overseas, being out in the ship for, the past few years.
Fuck.
And we said, we're out of here, And he had a Volkswagen Bug, a black one. And we packed our shit and just started going. I think I had $122 in my pocket.
Damn.
Oh, I love the visual of you in a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I never realized that was the car you guys were driving around in.
That's the car we sold to the ticket agent in Orlando Airport to buy tickets to fly to Jamaica to smoke the ganj.
Nice. Nice.
To be with the Rastas.
Nice.
Penniless.
Yeah. But you don't need much down there.
No.
Everything is free.
Yeah. Favorite. These kids saying to me, everything is free here in Jamaica, man. And as they were in our refrigerator, and that was probably considered high-class living, whatever the mother of these kids rented us the house.
Right.
That was probably because it was nothing. It was bedroom with some mattresses and whatever, and that was Negril.
Yeah.
Yeah, Negril was jungle town at that point,
Yeah.
I remember Montego Bay waiting for the bus after we got to Jamaica, and we got on a jungle bus with I told you a story, but women with little crates of baby chickens on their head, and they're just going.
Wow.
We got off. We didn't know where we were going in Negril, so we got off. There were two places: the Negril Wharf Club and the Negril whatever bar, some bar. But there were two places. And
Did white people
beach.
own those places? I don't even know
No.
if white people were doing their thing
No,
down here.
there wasn't. No. Yeah, I definitely felt what it was like to be a minority.
That when we were just in the grill, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We were cool. We just asked, as soon as we felt comfortable enough, which was pretty quick, because people then knew what we were doing here.
Yeah.
We were looking to smoke some ganj, man. Meet some Rastas, and so I think it was like $10 or $12 or whatever, and they delivered. I'm sure it wasn't scaled up, but it was plentiful. A newspaper wrapped in vine. Like a square package like Amazon would deliver to you today, except there was no cardboard. It was just the newspaper. It was the wrapping that they could put the pot in.
Wow.
And we were fucking making tea out of it, and, eating it, and smoked the hell out of it.
Wow.
And would just stay stoned on the beach, man. And I took the opportunity to. There was no fear, You would think, there was no fear. I wasn't afraid of getting robbed or anything like that. Or
It sounds like you didn't have much.
what are they gonna get from me? Yeah. So the end of the story. Leaving Jamaica, there's a tax to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was $20 a person.
Wow.
And Louis, legend that he has, I had my own talents. I was a good panhandler.
You're a salesman.
Yeah,
that
I
applies.
would walk up to people and explain, excuse me, this is my situation, and we can't get out of the country, so. One guy, he gave me $45, I think.
Wow.
So that covered Louis, covered me, and we had $5.
And you didn't have to rob them.
Man, we didn't have to rob him. It was the truth. I can't get out of this country, man.
Yeah.
I'm a veteran. He's a veteran. Can you help us?
Yeah. Wow.
And so, they were just little brief things that, that didn't alter my consciousness completely in terms of the rest of my life because I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
We just knew we were hitting the road.
Yeah.
And we knew we sold our fucking car. Excuse my French. I mean, we sold our car to get to where we were going, and that we were going back to no car.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
However, one of the people, a young man, was staying in the same cottage that we were in. Forget what his name was. But he had a Volkswagen Bug parked at the airport. He just went down on his own. That's weird now to think about that. And we were like, yo, why don't we all hook up together, man, and hit the road, you know? Because I'm telling you, hitchhiking was a huge thing. So I never worried about going anywhere, man. I mean, I stick my thumb out. And there was, with some of the highways that had great access to, big highways and stuff that, great access to wherever you're going, whatever city you're going next to, a good hub. There'd be people in line.
To hitchhike.
Yeah. Okay, you're
Wow.
next.
Wow.
They get up, then the next people would get up.
Wow. No wonder. I see. We grew up picking up hitchhikers. I wasn't scared of it.
Yeah.
I grew up with you, me and
yeah.
you going to the baseball game. Oh, just grab this guy.
This guy needs a lift. Yeah.
Always helping people. Oh, grew up in a situation where this motherfucker was always helping people. Always helping people.
I believe that.
And what's fucking crazy is the turnarounds. That's not guaranteed. That your path into your free ticket into heaven.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's not. And I also learned that there were many times where people would just take advantage of. Here's a good-hearted motherfucker.
Yeah.
I know he'll turn me on because I know he's got some good shit.
Mm.
Whatever,
Yeah.
So we were that's what Louis and I did was we just kept it moving and shit. Wound up in Denver.
And that's where you discovered.
That's where I discovered meditation and Guru Maharaji. And a pilgrimage was being organized to go to India to his ashram. And I was working on a night shift in a nursing home. Keep in mind, this guy that we hooked up with when we came back from Jamaica, so he went off on his own or something. I think he got angry at Louis. He did. Louis pulled some bullshit. Louis pulled some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being in Daytona Beach, Florida. We met these people, a couple of girls, this and that. We were all smoking and this and that. And they said, okay, well, we're just going to run to the store. Louis was so sharp, he would be aware of things that he could steal.
Oh, man.
So this girl left her pocketbook there. It was $54. He said, let's go. I got this. And we just kept it moving.
The one that I always remember that you told me about him is you guys were you guys
The
had
acid?
No. I want you to
The
tell
Hells
that story.
Angels?
Tell that story, and then I'll tell this.
No, go ahead. You
Okay.
speak.
Well, the one that
I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'm sorry.
the one story you told me about him. What you guys were over some coke dealer's house.
Yes.
And he was just watching like a hawk.
Absolutely. The way
that
the tin foil was being folded.
Yeah, and he just mimicked it.
He mimicked it as he was talking to him, and speaking with him.
He was.
I didn't even know what
he was folding
doing.
the thing.
I
in
didn't
the
even
same
know
way.
what he was doing.
Yeah, and then the guy left the room and he just switched.
Well, there was a lamp, a hanging lamp, except it was a complete bulb.
Yeah.
They were like, whatever. It was just a lamp from the ceiling. So they said, we'll be right back. We're going in back room for a minute. Louis said, no problem. As soon as they closed that door to that bedroom, Louis was... It was about 4 grams of coke.
Wow.
And he just pulled the switch. They came out. He said, listen, we got to roll, man.
What about the acid, though?
Oh, the acid, yes. So
This is a story that makes me still nervous for your safety.
I'm
People
like, I don't
hear
even
it.
know if you should say this.
No, it's too good.
It's
too
too
good.
Believe me, as we began this, I said to myself, I maybe shouldn't say anything, man, because technology these days,
Oh yeah.
they'll hold that resentment for a long time, man.
Hey, man, the Hells Angels are still killing people. They killed a guy in the Bronx the other day.
You got it.
So
Really?
Okay.
What happened though?
So we were renting this little beach shack in Daytona. And we got a job. Each got a job in a car wash, paying $6 a day. $6 a day. Okay, so what's the first thing that Louis robbed? Oh, we 11, 12 o'clock at night. We walk across the street, and how I still think probably in the city you can buy a newspaper. You put a
Yeah.
put a
You just
dime
put- yeah,
in or
throw a
whatever,
quarter.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right. We're dragging this fucking paper machine, paper vending thing
To get the
Beat
coins out?
To get the coins out.
Wow. Do you know how much you
Beat the
got?
piss out
My
of it.
God. When you're making
Probably
$6 a
10.
day, anything is.
Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
an hour of
Yeah.
physical labor to get
Yeah.
probably like $30 or something
Yeah.
max.
I don't know what we got. Probably $10, $8, whatever.
Oh my God.
Pulled a few starving restaurant and out without paying a check. One guy leaves,
Yeah.
the other guy does and
A dine and ditch.
off. Yeah, dining dish. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna get the puppy.
Okay.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna bring
she
her in.
pooped.
Yeah, good.
So
I'm gonna
let
bring
me
her.
give
no,
you
no,
a-
no, no, no. I'll bring her in.
No, she was just gonna bring. She's gonna hold her while you tell
But
the story.
I wanted to
We'll clean it up
with this
after.
poop over there.
We'll clean it up.
Just
after.
pick her up. That's all, Cass. That a girl. Thank you. Oh,
Look how cute she is.
it's
This is magic.
that's Magic Sky.
Yeah, our new pug.
Yeah.
You gonna put her inside?
It's a nice little setup you got out here, man.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, we need to. Sometimes we think about upgrading it, and then we think about not really spending money.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
exactly.
doing this with some old cell phones we had. We
Yeah.
didn't even spend any money on
That's
this.
great.
Yeah.
Well, you know me and my total.
You could
I
do
ripped
this.
the shit out of myself
I
thinking
know.
about
Technology.
technology.
So wait, how did this Hell's Angels thing go down? I feel like this is the moment we're working up to right this second.
Are we? You got too good a memory, guys.
I'm gonna roll a J.
So we had no. We didn't have any money, and that wasn't unusual. But Louis, he was always thinking, oh my God, 'cause he was a great pool hustler.
Oh man,
That's how this happened. I mean,
that sounds so entertaining. I don't know.
He would run them
Wow.
and set him up. I lose a couple games,
Yeah.
show that he doesn't really know how to shoot pool too
Look
much.
a little drunk.
Absolutely, and the next thing you know, he's got people trying to put their money together so he could pay us when we get out of there.
Did people know he was hustling them? Were they hip to it, or did they think?
No, and the movie with The Hustler with Paul Newman,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. No, we didn't get. But the bar that we went to, Louis was doing the pool hustling. We got to talk. It was a biker bar, Hell's Angels.
The Hell's Angels in 1972. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. So we went to this bar because it had a pool table, and we needed to. Louis was going to run his game. And I would, I'd charm some people and, panhandle and tell them our sad story and get a few bucks, whatever. So we get into this bar, and Louis starts playing pool and stuff. We get friendly with these guys, and LSD was a popular thing, starting to become, especially in those circles. And, we told them we had a package coming from New York, man. Fucking unbelievable shit. It's fucking bladder acid, but it's on sugar cubes. And so we made a deal to meet them like the next night or 2 nights later, right? And we went and we bought a big box of sugar cubes
Yeah.
and tinfoil. and blue food coloring. One drop. And Louis would meticulously wrap, and I helped him wrap all this, put it in a nice paper bag. First, we put the writing on, the return address, who we were about, the whole thing, and they, we meet got the one guy, the representative, whoever, the money man, and told him, man, we did this shit last night. I think we're still fucking trying.
You really had to sell it.
We are fucked up.
We're so fucked up. We're about to sell you fake acid. Wow.
So, listen, there was a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Because we were ready. We left that night.
Yeah.
As soon as we did the deal.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Yeah. That car wash job lasted like 2 days. 2.5 days. And, yeah. I remember going through Kissimmee, which is now, I think, part of Disney World.
Yeah, it's been absorbed.
Yeah, but there was an orange juice factory there. And we had a job there for a day. I had a big wooden spoon. And it was just stirring these churning vats of, I guess they were turning it into animal, whatever, of grinds,
Yeah.
And just doing that shit,
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
miserable. All I want to do is get high, man. But keep it moving. So we got, we made it through with a lot of incidents like that. A good one with real acid was, and this was shortly after coming back from Jamaica. There was a bunch of stories in there right after Jamaica. We went while we're in the Orlando airport coming back from Jamaica. There's a guy in the line who was an older brother to some of the people that hung out in our neighborhood that were a little bit older than us. Right, last name was Lanzetta. I remember Joey Lanzetta, whatever. So he knew Louis a little bit because Louis was a year or so older than me, and he says, well, you guys are looking for work? We said, yeah, we don't know where the fuck we're going to go next, man, This is after being released from customs, the body search, and,
Yeah.
So he said, listen, Morgan City, Louisiana, bro, they're hiring. 7 days out, 7 days in.
On an oil rig or something?
Yeah. Doing supplies.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Supplies and working.
Yeah.
You bring supplies out, 7 days, your own supplies out. And I was, we made it to Morgan City, Louisiana. Did a couple of the fake acid things to some gas station attendants along the way.
How much is acid going for these days? Like, how much did you even get from the Hells Angels, you think?
I don't know. Oh, we got a couple $100. We were
Ooh.
good. We were good. We were like,
Wow.
let's get out of town. They will kill us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without hesitation.
Absolutely. It was fearful shit.
Yeah,
And we were looking over our shoulder for quite some time.
Yeah.
But it didn't consume us. But Morgan City, Louisiana, and I don't remember how we had our hands on real acid. I guess we met some real people and got some acid. I forget how we did it.
Yeah.
So we go to Morgan City, Louisiana, and there happens to be a Coast Guard station there, a couple of small cutters, right? So we were fucking starving, I remember, and we got on. I just got out of the Coast Guard. Oh, hey, come on board, man, And the bosun's mate, he says, "You guys hungry?" Yeah, I can't cook anything up for you right now. We have fruit though, it's no problem. A couple apples and talking this and that. Thank you, and we went to the next morning or whatever. We were in a park, right on a lake, and I somehow fell asleep. They tied a string to my finger because we were fishing,
Mm.
and I just like passed out and was sleeping there on the grass with in case we got a bite, I'd know, So there were still the three of us. The guy that we
Yeah.
met, who had the car in Orlando, who we were traveling with. So hooked up with these African American people that were hanging there, and they're a little bit older than us, right? And now you got to remember we're in Morgan City, Louisiana,
Yeah.
and not too far distant Jim Crow. I mean, I don't remember seeing any colored or white bathrooms or anything like that, But what happened was we turned these guys on to acid. And they were
The real stuff.
the real fucking deal, man. The real deal.
Oh, wow.
So they fried up some fish.
Took you back to their
Sunfish.
place?
Sunfish, yeah. They took us back to their place, And we're sitting there at a table, and these guys are probably maybe tripping their first time in their lives. I don't know, man, but it was good shit. And we were fucked up. And they said, okay, we're going down to the club. Come on. Oh, my God. So, tripping our faces off in this fucking dimly lit club, with a jukebox and a lot of different colored people around.
Yeah, yeah.
All. We were the only white people in there.
Mm.
So, okay, no problem. Had a good time. They said, listen, you guys can sleep in the shack right in the back, no problem. We had our sleeping bags. So it was barely enough for, three of us straight across. So we're laying down there. Okay, cool. We had fucking acid with us, too. I don't know how that all happened, but we had acid. And, we were settled down, each of us in our sleeping bag. Okay. Next thing you know, the door to the fucking shack opens, and there's these German shepherds. Whoa. What the fuck? With the cops behind them holding them back. You're out of here, boys. You're done, man. Let's go. In the police car.
What?
Oh yeah. So we're like, oh shit, we get fucking popped down here. We're going to fucking chain gang.
Oh, yeah.
So Louis we had to give it up. He stashed the acid in the cops between the seats. No, I mean, he hit it.
You had to part with it.
Yeah, he had to part with it.
I'm imagining who found that, like if someone found
if
that.
ever.
Years later. What the hell?
Yeah.
One last.
What were they after you for, though?
We didn't belong in that part of town.
Yeah, wow. Now you know how black people feel.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, like, what are
Sean,
you doing?
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, no, I know.
We did not belong in that part of town.
Yeah.
So, maybe some white, upper citizen saw us walking along down the street with some black people,
Yeah, and just
they
looked
put
off.
they put the track on us, and they let us go that night. I mean, search and this and that. But
Louis just like, can I just get back in the car real quick?
yeah.
Can I just have access?
I had a diamond ring. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah. So that was it. It was fucking wild. Just get out of town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they dropped us off at the border, whatever. And so there was still the three of us. And I think our intention at that point was, I know it was part of the plan, was to go to Dallas. And that's where this guy was from, the other guy. The guy, right, who, if he really knew Louis, he would have ran like,
Yeah, right. Well, you knew him, and
I knew
you
him.
hung around.
Yeah.
You're still friends with him. We helped him out a couple years ago.
Yes, I know you did.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, was it just? Are you just attracted to the pure entertainment or the insanity of it all, or were you guys bonded by
we
some
were
soul
just
agreement?
surviving. I used to be pretty scared when he pull some of his bullshit, and I used to tell him, "Listen, man, what the fuck are you doing, man?" I was pissed off at him that he took that $54 from that girl's pocketbook, man.
Yeah, that's like.
You know,
Come
it was her
on.
fucking paycheck.
Yeah, man. It's not like it's some
he
business.
fucking pulled some fucking rob. Even when he was a kid, when we were growing up. So he was a couple years older than me, and there used to be a gas station I could show it to you on 202. It's over near whatever it's not Costco,
BJ's.
Sam's Club or
BJ's.
BJ's, right over near there. I grew up back in there. He worked at that gas station, and fucking would rob them. You know, I mean, I don't even. He didn't work there long, but right close to that, there was a place, a hardware store called Midway Hardware, and numerous times he was arrested. I guess juvenile delinquency, whatever. Well, it wasn't even juvenile. He didn't do any time or anything, but
Right.
he had a reputation, you know. But let me tell you something. You know, if he was on his own, just carrying himself, he could have done some pool, you know, gotten himself
Legitimate.
by. Legitimate,
Oh.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
He could've-
yeah. If he was like stable
Yeah.
somewhere, living somewhere,
Yeah.
and you know was get familiar with other people that shoot pool and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are more comfortable being a couple American bad boys. I think.
Yeah.
Badass.
Badass.
Yeah.
Remember? The last detail.
Yeah, last detail, man. Thank God I never caught the last detail. Because I could have
Badass.
easily, man. You know, because we had people on board ship that were fucking trippers.
You tripped on the ship.
Yeah, tripped on the ship and rendezvoused with a fucking submarine.
What is
At
that?
night.
What does that mean? Rendezvoused with a fucking submarine?
Means we were alone in the water, out at sea, you know, and all of a sudden
Jesus. While tripping.
a huge black hull emerges from
Wow.
the depths.
Wow.
And you know, we hooked up the lines. You know, they could, and we sent them movies and this and that, and we might have sent mail to them because they were on a long patrol. But I remember being on the flight deck. There's part of that ship right there. The back part has a flight deck on it. You could land helicopters, you know. And so there were people that were fucking acid heads and the freaks. It was the freaks and the greasers. You know what I mean? But it was very difficult originally when you first get your duty station and you show up there. People, because CGI, Coast Guard intelligence, was rampant, they would just plant people in the crew to bust you.
To be a
You
fake
know?
freak to turn you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
the
I
worst.
know.
That's fucked up.
I know. People just.
Fucked up. It was like you go to prison, man. You do the last detail, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was scary, man. So the trust factor, trying to gain the trust,
Yeah.
you know. And for me, I remember at that point, even, you know, so this is before the old Louis thing, you know. I just remember just wanting to, somebody trust me, man. Fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
'cause it must be so
yeah.
lonely to not be trusted.
Well,
And not be partying out there, like just.
Yeah, knowing these guys got some slam ass reefer,
Yeah.
and they're not going to offer you a hit, man. You know? But I got friendly with people. We got,
Yeah.
you know, when we were in dry dock where they take the ship out of the water literally and to do, you know, repairs and additions, you know, updated weaponry and stuff like that. So you live on board ship while it's up in between. It's in dry dock.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in dry dock next to an icebreaker. I remember tripping with those fucking guys. There were a couple of seamen, you know, that they were on duty that weekend. I had duty that weekend, meaning it was like 3 you would get 3 weekends off and no. Yes, 3 off, 1 on. Was the setup. So when it comes to weekends, 3 weekends. But when you're making $333 a month, there ain't really too much you can do with it.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck.
at any rate, we had acid. I had become friends with this guy, Kevin O'Donnell, and he was a quartermaster, a navigator. They had sent him to quartermaster school. So we just wound up like talking across ships. Their ship was out of the fucking water too. We were having a whole new sonar put in. There was wires and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Dust,
Yeah.
asbestos, like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
And we turned these guys on. And just look at them once in a while because we're on our ship, they're on their ship, and how's it going over there? Oh yeah, that's some good soup.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those are just little random memories.
You know one thing you've done that I'm almost too scared to do now because you've told me about it. This drug called Datura, which is Jimson Weed.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I almost didn't bring that up. I almost forgot that story. But then when you were just saying that, I was like, man, you've tried
Oh, my
Jimson
God.
Weed, and like that's
I
a
drank-
psychedelic that I'm like,
I did Jimson Weed, baby. You want to talk about hallucinations?
yeah.
And looking in the mirror and seeing a different person.
See,
Completely.
to me, that doesn't happen on acid.
A guy that I went to 2nd grade with, John Gleason. I look in the mirror and John Gleason's in the mirror. I was never even friends with him.
Whoa.
And then sitting in the living room, and the upholstery was like a tan background with these little brown, whatever,
Yeah.
the upholstery, And Louis sitting in the single chair, I'm on the couch, and we're like, what the fuck? Now,
From drinking a little
keep
sip.
in mind, we were in Boulder when we got this, and we had to hitchhike back to Denver. So it started coming on. We had gotten back to Denver, and we still had, probably a few miles to go, and somehow we made it back.
But it was hitting hard.
Yeah, like when the Grim Reaper, this guy in silverish, like almost like the color of your hat, but it was
Velvet.
velvety,
Emerald.
almost velvet, emerald, but clean. Just what would be man? See, that's how I know I'm getting older. I can't even think of the name of the fabric, but
Velvet?
it was silk, like
Silk.
silk.
Okay,
Silk.
silk.
Okay.
Silk. And
Of silk
this
Grim
guy
Reaper?
this guy appeared like he was about this high.
Wow. What?
I look at Louis, his whole body, face, everything was the upholstery of the chair.
God, I would have lost it, man. I don't know. That might have been a hospital trip.
No, that's the last place you want to go.
especially when you're tripping that hard.
What's so crazy about Jimson Weed or Datura is that you really do see things that aren't there. So it fucks with your sense of truth and reality.
That
and
doesn't happen with, like, we're talking about acid. It never happened
But
on acid.
don't you
I've
feel
never
like-
seen something that's not. I've never seen a fucking figure that's not real.
Totally, but isn't that how you grow up thinking about acid?
Yes, that's how they depict it. The way you describe that trip is how they depict weed to you when you're growing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Chromosomal damage.
Yeah.
But it does. It feels like the devil's plant just does exist, and it's a Datura potentially.
I wouldn't recommend it.
People work with it.
Hey,
And
man.
it shocks me when I hear about it because I only know this story, and you've told me that story before, and I'm like, wow, keep me away from that shit.
Yeah, you don't need that trip, man. It consumes you. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't.
Yeah, wow.
I knew that I was hallucinating,
Okay. which is a good.
Yeah, like I didn't buy into John Gleason being in the mirror.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just
You're
realized
like, damn, I'm
I
tripping.
am really fucked up.
Yeah.
Man. I am not capable of being seen in society.
Mhm.
You know.
Maybe ever again.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to that point. Oh, thank God. You know.
Wow,
But
man.
Louis' whole every visible piece of skin on his body was the upholstery of the chair he was sitting in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were just looking at each other like, whoa, this is some fucking shit, man. And we just took a couple of sips out of a mason jar with all these weeds stuck in it, and it was green. Guy said, 2 sips, guys. Just take 2 sips. You know? And he didn't charge us anything. It was just we met him on the hill in Boulder. The hill was the fucking place to be. It was like
Oh, I wish I
it
could
was
be
like
there.
Haight-Ashbury.
Oh,
It was that. It was University, Colorado, and fucking one of the great drinks. I think I'm sure the company's out of business. Was Orange Julius.
Oh yeah, well, I know.
Oh, they
Orange
still have
Julius.
them?
They have them at malls and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was, that was a place, but the streets were just, hippied out, man. You know what I mean?
It sounds
And,
beautiful.
Yeah, it was, and I wound up. As I said, was working the night shift, at this nursing home, and there was another aide there, a girl, pretty girl, and she was into meditation and the knowledge, and telling me, that there's the secrets of the universe are available to us right within us.
Perfect timing in your life.
And it was like, okay, all right, let me start going to satsang. Let me start going to these places, and there were premis. Oh, premi is a Hindu word for devotee.
Okay.
So there was premis, and we were all premis. If you took knowledge, you were a premi. So, but there were certain people who weren't willing to give up. They didn't want to be. There were ashram where you could live, but it was celibacy, complete vegetarianism, the whole thing. And then there were premi houses where people who weren't quite willing to give up their sexuality and but knew
Halfway
that,
house, easing
yeah,
you into it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So then, not long after receiving knowledge, matter of fact, she drove me up there and dropped me off, and I went into this house, and there was a Mahatma there, and dressed in orange saffron, and he gave us satsang, and then there was about 8 of us, and then he asked 3 or 4 people to leave.
Really?
Yeah. Now they asked, it would be if you can help, a gift to the master. I didn't have a fucking dime on me, man. So
Yeah.
I went outside and I picked the flower,
Oh.
and he showed me the techniques,
Mm.
and
It made a big impact on you.
Yeah, I wound up in India. I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks later.
Wow.
I had to get a passport, so I had, I hitchhiked home to New York, and the whole trip, and I was there for like 3-4 months, almost. The whole trip cost $600. And I didn't have it. And Eileen, the girl who had originally introduced me to Maharaji, a couple that lived in her house. She lived in a premi house, right? She was living with a guy, actually. And she had these people, I barely knew them, said, we'll lend you $600, man. When you come home from India, just please, if you could remember to pay us, if you could, which I did do. That was one of my first things, man.
Yeah.
I came home with dysentery and, so whatever jobs I got here and there. And wound up a lot of stuff in between. Wound up in New Jersey renting this farmhouse, 30 acres of land for $150 a month. And I picked up a job on a newspaper, working in the press room, much like you did at
That's how I
Pinellas.
started out, yeah.
Yeah. And did the India thing, and came back home and picked up a job with the state of New York as a flagman, labor, whatever needed to be done that day, plowing snow, the whole thing. I put my pennies together and I paid these people that $600. That was very important.
Awesome.
But the relationship with Eileen drifted apart. She went home, enrolled in nursing school, and this and that and that and this. And then I was living with a couple of guys who I turned on Miraji onto and received knowledge. So we lived in a preemie house. Almost directly across the street from Beach Shopping Center. There are apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we rented one of those apartments. Me, Andy Branca, Ricky Lee, and some girl. And I did the working thing. And then I just remember saying, let me get in touch with Eileen if I can. And I did, and we wound up meeting somewhere. At that point, I had saved enough money to get a car, and
Yeah.
we had a van, and it was a hoopty. Fucking thing was a hoopty, man, but it got us where we were going. I was the only one with one, but it was the community's vehicle.
Yeah.
And we didn't do anything but at night after work, we would go and give satsang to people, like go down to Triangle Center in Yorktown. And just say, have you ever heard of Miraji? You ever heard, this is a better way. And I remember distinctly people that had knowledge maybe a few years longer than me, seeing this depth of light in their eyes. A depth. What?
Yeah.
These people, look at that. And I'll never forget telling Bruce Nesby, who never received knowledge. He was. I remember telling him about people with knowledge, man, that are doing it like on a regular. They're practicing. I said, there's a light, man, that was in their eyes. Have you ever noticed that? He said, yeah, and you.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's a depth of light in your eyes that was so deep, man.
Yeah.
And
that is we've been around it.
yeah, I know.
But it stops you in your tracks sometimes.
Yeah.
Remember when we visited what's his name? Dr. Bill Richards down in Maryland? He's been doing psychedelic research since the 60s. He's the guy. He is the guy. He wrote a book called Sacred Knowledge, and he was agreed to be on our podcast, and we went down. He invited us over to his beautiful house.
Wow.
Answers the door, and it was like, you're just hit with energy of pure compassion.
Yeah.
He loved us already.
Yeah.
Like we were his.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I've seen you go through life like that. I've seen you do the opposite.
Yeah. Sure.
You've seen me be
Sure.
both ways.
Yeah.
This is part of being a human. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But it takes discipline to keep the light going.
I know.
Right?
I know. Oh, yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah. Focus and practice,
Yeah. And faith below it all.
Yeah, when things get tough, to remember
Yeah.
the word.
The word of God flows through you.
It's the sound. Yeah. Not an easy thing to attain, you know. However, it is available.
Yeah.
Or the easiest thing to attain if you see it like
Oh,
that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, it's kind of crazy that we're like one
Yeah,
step
it's
away
simple.
from, like, there's not like all this stuff you need to do in order to let go. Like, you
Right.
can let go and just be here. So it's kind of one of these things. It's like this trick, you know?
Yeah. It's hard though. It's hard, but it's also the easiest. It's the most
Yeah.
natural thing.
Yeah. It is. It
When
is.
I first,
But the mind is so powerful.
it's more powerful than anything.
It is. It is. Yeah. You said it. It's more powerful than anything.
Yeah. It's a horrendous master, but a wonderful slave.
Yep.
You know, when you can flip that and make it work for you and make it work for the heart, I
Yeah.
think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I think we all come to those points in our life where there is no other choice but to switch
surrender.
it over, to surrender. But we don't.
I know.
We don't.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I think that's what happens is like, you know, to me, you describe your life and I'm like, wow, it's full of adventures and it's full of life and spirit and what I think life is about. Not doing the same thing every day to, you know, chipping away at something,
right.
but what I think, and life's different, what life's about is different for everyone, but what I think life is about is this thing you were describing. But I think what it also is filled with was a lot of trauma that's starting to back you a little bit into a corner because your heart's getting broken left and right.
Lot into a corner sometimes.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I mean, like on a daily.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, my daughter Caitlin, Aaron, you guys,
Yeah.
Megan. You know, you've often brought me around, man. Like, let's get out of the what is bad apart your life, and there's some good stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you can just look at that a little bit if you can to get you out of where you're at right now.
Well, the
You know what I
depression
mean?
seems to
Yeah.
be these bundled up little strings of stories that you've been telling. Negative nonsense.
Yeah, I feel like whatever. I'm speaking to your. I'm on a podcast.
I guess.
Right. Yeah. I just. I feel like I've made no sense. I've just. They're just little tidbits of experiences as a younger man. You know what I mean?
Well, it led you to a spiritual awakening, and then that spiritual awakening led you to a long slumber of having to put that to bed because I don't remember any of this stuff being a part of my upbringing. We went to church.
Yes.
We were just doing the thing.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
but you and Mom always did say we're not religious, we're spiritual. And
Right.
we found a good church, so that's why we go there. And I don't think I could even wrap my head around what the difference was at the time, but we definitely weren't talking about meditation or those kind of things.
No.
This is stuff that you have started to share with me since I discovered psychedelics and spirituality, meditation, having practices. Cass and I wanting to unlock the kingdom of heaven in our souls.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's got to be more. Because you saw, I was successful at everything I did.
Yes.
To the point where you're like, is this what life's all about? You know?
Yeah. Right.
Like, it's one thing if you don't
Right.
achieve the success to chase that carrot your whole life. But the things I set my mind to, I was accomplishing quicker than I even thought, to the point where you're like, I don't know, there's got to be something more.
Right.
And it took a mushroom to make me be like, oh, my God, not only is there more.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's all. Everything is happening, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're a part of it, and you are it. That was such a beautiful thing to me. But then to start putting a structure around it was we didn't know how to, and you definitely taught us by talking about some and sharing some of this stuff.
It's crazy because it feels like as close as you got like early in your life to this awakening, it's like then life fucking hit you with some crazy challenges. Like we were just talking yesterday, the day before, about the car accident you got in.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, do you think meditation helped get you through your time in a body cast?
No. Yeah, I mean, attempts at meditating, you know.
Yeah,
like, you know,
it's hard when you're in that much pain.
I mean, what better time to do it when you're immobile,
Yeah.
and all you have to do is tap into your breath.
Yeah.
But, I was just interested in getting, not just interested, but let me get through this day and, let me, let me try to stay happy and, not even happy. Just, God, don't let me get any lower. Please, please, please help me,
Yeah.
And wound up getting back in touch with this girl, Eileen, and I wound up marrying her.
Mhm. Because that's what you did in those days, partly.
Yeah, we're like good. And, she
you were
was
so
back.
young.
She was back home with her family. Doing nursing school, and I don't know. It just didn't last long. Lasted
Right.
about a year and a half. She had her job as a nurse. I used the GI Bill to go to photography school, and we lived in Yonkers. We had an apartment in a brand new building, which is now total like Iraq. It's part of the slums. It's but we were like one of the first tenants. It's unbelievable. So I used to commute every day to photography school in Lower Manhattan, and she worked nights in St. Joseph's Hospital in Yonkers, and started drifting away a little bit, and got hooked up to just being lonely at night. She was at work. I'd take a ride, come up to Yorktown, see if the same people are still sitting there, and a lot of them were still sitting there.
They probably they
Yeah.
were for a long time after too.
Yeah. Some of them, a lot of them are dead.
Yeah.
But I just took that started to make me drift away from Eileen. You know what I mean? And
Different kind of drugs at this point. This is when speed and
speed,
alcohol.
Speed, not so much alcohol, a little bit, but that's
Yeah,
speed.
I wonder where I get it from, but you don't care about booze. You went to AA, but like, I've never seen you drunk.
No.
No. But speed.
Speed is a very attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, on the spectrum, speed is taking you away from God. It's putting you further into the ego.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never messed with it.
And it's good. No reason to. No reason
see how
to,
people
unless
get.
you want to stay awake for 13, 14 days.
Well, that's the best. That's the man. I tweeted that quote one day. We were sitting out here smoking a joint, you and I, and you said, "Sean, the night I met your mother, I'd been awake for 13 days straight."
13 days.
Dad. And then an angel
Not a
came
wink.
into your life. An angel came down and saved you. You know? She's in there right now.
I know. And I could get into the whole self-judging thing and this and that, and we, start arguing over a fucking spoon.
It's just
I'm
it's a tense atmosphere.
Yes,
Caitlin could have a seizure at any moment.
And does.
But when she doesn't, it's like being in the presence of, we're talking about that depth of light. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah.
A purity, just a open spirit here, not judging, very calm. When the seizures start happening, Caitlin changes a little bit.
Of course.
You change. Mom changes. Intensity comes. So just even having the possibility that could happen is going to raise the level of tension around here.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes a lot of discipline to try to transcend that. And so I don't blame you guys. We joke about it. We joke about it on this podcast. It's crazy up here.
It's fucking crazy.
My whole childhood was crazy. Caitlin having seizures, like fucking you doing whatever the fuck you were doing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
was trying to hang on, still, you
Yeah.
know, doing my corporate thing, bring home the check, making sure, you know,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. Your younger years, I wasn't heavily involved in definitely speed was long past. That I
Yeah.
wasn't ever going in that shit again. You know?
Yeah.
And I quite frankly don't even know what made me take a hit of crack. Because that
Do
took
you
me
remember
for
it?
a ride. Yeah.
Was it in the 80s or was this when we were in Florida?
Oh no, this was prior to Florida, I
Okay.
think. Yeah. And it didn't become instant, you know.
Like they say. They
Like
say
I took a hit and I purged.
really?
Oh God, yeah. And you know, at that point, you know, hey, you know what? That wasn't so bad, you know. The purging and this and that, but you can get wrapped in that shit very quickly, man.
Crack.
Yeah.
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 I think that was
because it's like I just gotta have that feeling again.
Yeah.
Gotta have that feeling again because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like what is the feeling? Just on top of the world, or like
Yeah.
invincible?
Yeah. Yeah. On top of the world. Like to get another hit.
I would imagine. I would imagine.
Until I have the next hit.
But
This is where it takes you.
Yeah.
I would
Yep.
imagine that'd be very freeing in a way and add to the experience the fact that all I care about is getting another hit of this. Everything else in your life melts away.
Yeah.
This is the focus now. That's like, you know, it's a form of self-imprisonment, but I'm sure it can present as a feeling of liberation.
Oh, sure.
You know, like, oh, cool. All right, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm smoking crack.
Yeah, I'm smoking crack. And I'm going to go in, Stop and Shop and fucking steal $500 worth of meat.
The Stop and Shop you still going to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy walked these streets like a fucking like he went from walked. Yeah, trust me, because I mean when crack entered the scene, Megan and I were putting, you know, that the thing to protect your car from getting stolen, the club.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Put 'em-
what they had on the
Oh,
wheels.
yeah.
Pulled in the driveway, all the cars had the club on it.
Yeah, it
And
was
we-
really fucking
It sucked.
mortifying.
He stole my paycheck once.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was making $5 an hour at Loose.
Yeah. 80
you know,
bucks.
I had $80.
80 bucks.
You know.
I found it.
Yeah.
That one you've definitely
Loopy.
paid back.
Loopy.
Oh, look, it was. I mean, it's all good.
Oh,
like
that'll be paid back in spades.
No, it already has been. You gave me life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a weird way, crack was keeping you alive for a second because I think you might have killed yourself. So you
Maybe.
had something to focus your passion on.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't judge it
Yeah.
now. It brought us to this place.
Pretty serious stuff that we're talking about. You know, wanting to kill yourself. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's mortifying,
Yeah.
but it was real. The consideration was there. The setting up of how to do it the best way possible to cause the least pain possible was just, we didn't go there, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't go there.
So it's just
Yeah,
step
it
before
was
ideation
just
or whatever.
such deep fucking depression and fear and help, and we were living in Florida, and I was feeling so bad.
Yeah.
And this would be right before that little girl was killed in the car accident.
Yeah. It's another
I
trauma.
remember crawling into Sean's bed next to him and hugging him and saying, "Sean, please, man, I'm feeling like killing myself. Sean, please,
Yeah.
help me."
I remember
and
holding
he just
you.
hugged me, wouldn't let go.
Yeah. It was like from 6 to 8 in the morning.
But life still
Just
had
us.
to go on. He had to be down at St. Petersburg at school, and I was, you know, still trying to do the basics, you know, get the girls ready or whatever. But I'll never forget him getting in the car, and he turned around and he said, "Dad, if you kill yourself, I'll never forgive you."
I didn't know what else to say. Those weren't even my words.
I know.
I
know.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
A lot-
I
I tell-
definitely know what you mean.
I tell Cass this all the time. I say, a lot of the stuff you hear me say around my parents, you've never heard come out of my mouth before. But, you know, there's something about this relationship and the depths we've had to go to together.
Yeah.
I think that you can quickly get into your flow, and I didn't even know what that was. But I know I was looking at a man that was fixing on doing something, And I just made that one last, hey, you're looking at your son.
Yeah.
If you kill yourself, I'm not forgiving you for it.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
You're fucking 45 years old.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's let's have a good time. Let's have a good time.
I didn't know how to have a good time, man.
Well, I think you still struggle with that, and I think we've been having some great times though.
I definitely struggle with that.
So some of the best memories of my life, man. When we went to that Grateful Dead show together, oh my God, we gave you some Molly, some acid.
Oh,
We're
God,
fucking
I was fucked up,
man. We
I
had a
almost-
night.
I think I almost wrecked the car on the way home.
We had a night, man. Wow. Yeah, but
I remember saying to Cass, I'm looking at whatever I was looking at, saying, is that the band? So that's the band?
we're like, no, over there.
She says, no, the band's over there. I'm like, oh,
Like we're like
shit.
45 minutes into the show.
I'm
Yeah,
like-
and you
I'm
didn't.
like-
You were looking.
I'm
You were
like,
looking the wrong direction.
Oh God, what this girl must think of me. Oh my God.
man.
You know.
Man.
We
you
should
know.
have brought binoculars.
But
Oh
you
no,
know,
it doesn't matter. It was like I was like so because I mean, God, there was 60, 70,000 people, and I'm like, fucking what?
I
You
know,
know.
and I felt this coursing through me last night down in the basement on a little bit of edibles. Just that feeling of, thank God we're in this timeline where you're still with us and it all worked out. You didn't kill yourself, and we're doing it together, and you didn't harm yourself after
Yeah.
Aaron died. You know,
Yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
probably the quickest, easiest. Like,
Ooh.
oh, I'm a parent
Oh.
who lost a kid. That bye. You know.
Yeah, a lot
And-
of people do that. And
Yeah,
that
but
happens
more
when
than anyone
people
else.
lose children. The percentages of that relationship continuing, the parental, is a lot of failures. People can't do each other anymore. They that damage and emotional pain. You just can't do it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they separate.
Yeah.
But then you have 3 other beautiful kids that seem to keep you together, especially Katie.
Yeah.
Katie keeps this family
Well-
together. She came to this family full well knowing that she was going to have epilepsy, that she was going to lose her best friend, her little sister, her protector. Full well knowing, but she came here, I think, to keep us together. You know? She keeps us together. She'll keep me and Megan together after you guys are gone if we're lucky enough to still have her here. She'll keep me and Megan bonded for life.
Yeah.
Something that we struggle with a little bit sometimes, you know?
I know.
But I think that when you start to look at it that way, like we chose this, we chose this to wake up,
Yeah.
you know, and
But you see what gets to me. Well, many things get to me, but I when Mom, she's knows the computer and that's her like. I open up a pad and let's go to real estate.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
found us a condo. It's yesterday.
I saw her looking at him. She might find us a condo.
So she's trying. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying.
You guys balance each other.
Yeah, you
It's
guys
like,
balance
you
each
know,
other.
Oh.
you don't need to know email because Kathy knows how to do email.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know what
know.
I mean?
I
And-
know.
And you think that you're missing out on something in the email land, and you're just really not.
No, because
No.
you're making dinner and getting Caitlin's medication ready and giving her a shower and making sure
Yeah.
this happens. And like you're filling a lot of other roles so Mom can work.
Yeah.
To get the health insurance, to get the money to
Right.
keep this place. And fucking, we have a great life. We have a great life. And even
I've
during
got
all
I've
this
got
shit-
to stop because on occasion I go to that place where I haven't given these people the best life possible.
Well, you can in this moment. There's nothing
Well-
you can do about what went down. Just know that you're forgiven and that we're here together now.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it
Yeah.
except be grateful for it.
I was enslaved.
Oh, that's why I'm like, I couldn't carry a judgment towards you for a second. It wasn't you. It wasn't
So
you.
not me, man.
Yeah, man. Crack came into your world. It came into our world.
Yeah.
You know, and at that moment, if that weren't enough for one family to bear, that's when Aaron's sickness presented.
Wow.
That's when.
Yeah.
That's when I'm doing my
Yeah.
first job down in the city. Just got my first gig after
Yep.
being out of college for a year and a half.
Yep.
Someone hired me.
Yep.
one of my first few weeks down there, I get the call that Erin's at the hospital and her lung collapsed. What the fuck?
Yep.
You're smoking crack.
Yep.
And Caitlin needs
Yep.
brain surgery.
Yep.
So I do remember, and at this time, Mom, God bless her heart,
Yeah.
knowing that I might not ever do this if I didn't do it now, said, you and Megan need to go to Ireland. Go over there. There's a big family get-together. You should go over there and meet your ancestors. It was the best thing we ever did. But while we were there, you were in jail, Caitlin was in NYU, and Erin was in Columbia.
I know.
Two hospitals and a jail.
Insanity.
Pure insanity.
Can't make this shit up.
I came back from that trip to Ireland,
And
broke up with my girlfriend of 7
Yeah.
years,
Yep.
and started a new life.
Yeah.
Where he went away, he got arrested, went away. We did 14 months for the
Yeah.
drug war.
Yeah.
For the drug war, a man that needed help, that deserved help.
And I was innocent of. I mean,
Of course. Come on.
they gave me part of my sentence was 90 days for littering.
Whoa.
Yeah.
90 days.
You want to know what the littering was? I was walking down the street, knowing I couldn't come home. Mom, everybody's angry. My life's fucked. Walking along, finished a cigarette. This went, threw it on the ground.
Wow.
Hey, man, thank God we have these cops out there.
And the writing on the ticket was so bad the judge couldn't read it properly. So he said, oh, I'm going to give you 90 days for loitering. I said, Your Honor, that's not loitering. It's littering. Please have some compassion. Please have some compassion.
Yeah. Didn't. It was completely inappropriate that anyone's in a cage, a human being, that's the solution. But for my father, I was so mad. I was so mad, but relieved.
Yeah.
Because before all that, I was thinking it would be, if he died, it would help our family.
Yes.
This is such insanity.
Yes.
Because it's one thing to have people in the hospital.
Yeah.
They're not selling your shit.
Right.
They're not stealing the car.
Right.
They're not getting arrested. Overdosing. This was somebody in desperate need of help, love, a softer environment, forgiveness, all this stuff that we can offer, and we all have, but it wasn't being offered, and I kind of went along with all that, that shame and blame narrative,
yeah, man.
Hey man, we got to show kind of tough love. I think there's probably a year and a half, 2 years where we didn't speak a word to each other. He was gone. I didn't visit him. I didn't write letters. I didn't, do phone calls. Mom's down there every week visiting him.
Yeah.
In prison. Wow.
Waiting 2 hours online
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. She stood by you. Not even a second
I know.
of hesitation or what,
I know.
just, it's the man I married. I love him. Your dad came in and my whole life changed. I came into my body for the first time in my life. That's what she says when she met you. She said before that her experience was dissociated. Oh, babe, I'm going to make you upset.
No, just relate. It's just a
Really?
beautiful thing.
She said that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mom loves you so much. She wants you. She wants real Jack.
I know.
She wants passionate.
Wants to see me snap out of,
Yeah, and I don't agree with her
I-
tactics all the time about that.
Because I think that there's a possibility. I won't say good or bad. Possibility that this is a hereditary. Part of this is hereditary.
Yeah. Yeah, your mother carries a darkness with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen Mare experience a moment of joy. And I think the only reason you've been able to, having come up in that environment, is because of who your father was.
Yeah.
And because of some of these psychedelic and spiritual experiences that take you just beyond your ego. Where you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Phew, I'm remembering what I am again.
Yeah.
So you've had a taste, and you know how to work with it.
Yeah.
And we've seen you groove through life in a way that where you're a pillar of the community. A pillar of the community.
Yeah, and then to go to prison.
I
it was
know.
fucking insane, man.
A person who had sponsored countless guys picking up a guy on the street who you don't even know, and saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'll take you to St. Christopher's Inn. I'll take you to a rehab. I'll get you into a detox. I'll sit with you. Sitting on the phone for hours. That's what I grew up. My memories of you growing up is being on the phone with people you were sponsoring or your sponsors. Dudes who were fucking, quite frankly, not
Yeah.
even allowed to go to their families, eating at our house every night.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, guys who were going to get thrown out of everything if they didn't have somebody looking at them the way he did. You know? That taught me how to fucking look at the world, how to be, like, kind of, like, not to judge. My parents loved and accepted everyone. They still do, you know?
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit more difficult now, you know, because we realize that our main, ultimate responsibility is to take care of Katie because
What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing.
I know.
And when I
But
tell you we look forward
when
to it, it's because it'll put such purpose in our life.
Yes.
Service.
Well,
That's what we're here to do.
yeah, I know. It's true. I know that. And I feel less of a man because sometimes it hits me hard and I, can get short,
Yeah. And then I get mad. I get mad at you if I
for
see
getting
that.
mad at, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
for getting mad at
short.
Caitlin, and then all I have to do is put myself in your situation for a second, and be like,
Well-
could I even do this? Not only would I snap at Caitlin, but could
Yeah.
I even do this?
Right.
Will I be able to do this?
Well, that's what my fear is that I that's why I don't want to buy a condo. I want to just leave, and hopefully it'll happen, enough where she doesn't become a burden, because I can guarantee you, son and Cass, that you can get short with Katie.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
She does some stupid fucking shit, man. That
She's
I don't
completely
mean
out of it
stupid.
right now.
Yeah.
Something's off with the medication.
Yeah.
Caitlin is mouthing every word to the movie she's
It's
watching, but
called scripting.
But I asked her what the name of the movie is, and she was having a hard time saying it. It fucking kills me, man.
I
But
know,
then
man.
she remembers actors' names of movies that we
Oh, yeah.
saw like 2 months
About-
ago,
yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even never even
Yeah.
caught
I
the
know.
name of that guy.
Yeah.
But she's not.
I wish more people
capable
knew
of
her.
having a conversation with.
She is.
You
It's
know.
just not necessarily the way
Yeah.
we think of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Caitlin
I know.
operates on a
She-
much
yeah.
subtler plane.
And
I
she
wish
just
more people knew
she'll
her.
go to a dog, and
Yeah.
and
She's very
my
sweet.
Dog. Yeah.
Katie and I talk mostly through
I
eye
know.
contact.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
look at like I think Caitlin likes Cass.
I
think she trusts her. You know?
Caitlin loves Cass.
No, I know.
We
Remember,
all love each other. Yeah.
remember down in Myrtle
Caitlin
Beach?
doesn't know how to say I love you.
No, I know.
I
It's
make her
hard.
say it every night.
Well, that's good. That's what I'm talking about. When I remember you'd be like, "Oh, I'm not teaching Caitlin anything." And don't worry, but she needs life skills. And it's like, no, she doesn't. She's actually well looked after. She needs love skills. Teach her love skills. That's what her father can impress on her. You're the most influential person in her life, hands down. When you're not around, where's Rue?
Yeah.
Where's Rue? Whatever he's up to.
For real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. The day we gave you a couple hits of acid over here.
Oh boy.
Caitlin was tapped in. She didn't even know what you did, but Caitlin knew. Like she just was.
Whatever
she
she's
was
up
being
to.
a smart ass all day about it.
Really?
She just could sense something was different, you know. And yeah, whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for some of the stuff that she's had to witness. Like, when mommy goes off, off the path a little bit there. And Caitlin has to hear all this shit. And you know what? Never, and I mean this, never has she said anything about it.
No.
To like,
Caitlin doesn't hold
you,
on.
You shouldn't have said that to mommy. Mommy shouldn't have said that to you. Or
She's not
she
holding on to
doesn't.
it. She's not holding on to it. Imagine if
Yeah.
she were.
Oh, no.
Imagine
Can't
what her life would be if.
Can't
I
imagine.
think that she's lived here for 33 years.
Yeah.
And she knows how knows how to read the room. She knows
And-
how to
and-
hear
and-
what
yeah.
she needs to hear
And she
and tune out the rest.
I think she's aware of the fact that she's not capable of doing certain things, and that she just does this OCD shit that can drive you crazy.
but then realize that's the only thing she's got to
I
do.
know.
And
There you go.
and that you're doing it on just in a different way.
You guys are
There
all
you go.
OCD.
Oh,
if
yeah.
that were calling names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I think Caitlin's bad with her OCD, I'm like, I got to just think about myself. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, well, my parents.
Oh,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Oh, my
No, I love
God.
it. Everything's always super clean.
Well, you know,
I have to. I
And
just-
organized.
I want to rise
Yeah,
to the occasion.
yeah.
To meet
Mommy
you.
is like, she can't help herself.
She's
You know what I mean?
organized.
I don't know where anything is because she rearranges things so many times.
Yeah.
Just
That's why
leave that fucking piece of paper right there,
that's why.
and it will not be there. That's when I beg for it. You know, I'm not
it's incumbent
criticizing
on
her.
you
I'm
as
not
her
criticizing
husband
her.
to
Yeah.
fucking get her high every now and then.
Sure.
And have a romantic evening.
Yeah.
Break up
Date nights.
date night. Even Caitlin is around. And say, tonight's the night. We're going to get high and go in the hot tub.
We're
She's
gonna
going
light
in
some
there.
candles.
We're gonna light some candles. We're gonna get high and hang out in the hot tub and laugh a little bit.
We're gonna play music instead of
Pot tub.
Pot tub.
We're gonna play
Ooh.
music. We're gonna do a pot tub night.
Fucking pot up.
But you know what I mean? Because you see, when mom gets a little high, it's fucking great. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
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 You too, man.
I mean, I let her. I let her. She likes her couple of beers. I don't think it's fucking hard.
no, it's fine. But beers are
She
good and
is
everything.
so
but
far from being the majority of her side of the family alcoholism.
no, and mom, she's not that type of
She's
personality.
She's not.
No,
she's
not
disciplined.
She's not a problem drinker.
She's disciplined.
But what I think that you, her, everyone will see is you get older and your body changes and not everything agrees with it. And, like Cass's mom stopped drinking.
I know.
No one told her to.
On
She
dime.
didn't have a problem.
It just stopped tasting good.
She
and then
yeah.
she's like, why does this not taste good? Is
She
it
just-
poisoning me?
yeah.
You know? And then, she got on the whole
Just
tip.
flip the script.
Yeah.
Well, there's some book she read that,
Yeah.
I'm
There's
gonna
one
get-
you could read about smoking that
Yeah.
apparently works really well. That by the end of the book, you're not smoking. But coming from you, I think you're the type that when or if you decided to not smoke cigarettes, you're done with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Cass sees me go from doing something every day to never thinking about it again. You have that in
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You have that in you.
Yeah.
This is fun. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to do this from time to time. We could
Hey,
we could go on, but I think we
it
covered a
was-
lot of ground.
Yeah, we did. It's a couple of stories about my past that are really irrelevant.
No, Dad, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
that's what
I'm
life
glad.
is.
I'm glad I could bring a little humor because the stories are so fucking crazy.
Dude, and there's one that maybe you could tell the 56-pound story.
Oh,
Can we just tell that? Because I was almost like, should we
all right.
even
We'll
go
close out with that one.
there? Yeah, there we
So somehow Louie and I wound up in Kansas City. Don't know how we met these two characters that were living in a basic fucking house and a rental house, like these houses on the other side, than ones that are being renovated that were
Yeah.
falling apart. Well, this was like a falling apart kind of house
Oh,
these
yeah,
guys were living in. But they were fucking pretty major pot dealers. We didn't know.
Mm.
And they said, yeah, man, you want to crash our house, man. We were from New York, so maybe we had a little bit of slickness behind us. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. So we were there, I guess, about 3 nights or so, and they said, listen, we got some business to take care of. We're going to be gone for like 3 or 4 days. Can you guys watch the house, make sure everything's cool, Don't let anybody in, you know what I mean? Just, hold it down.
Yeah.
No
You're
problem.
getting Louis to do
We
security.
got you. Yeah. Oh my! Talk about secret police.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So these guys are gone maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour out of the house, right, on their 3-day business thing. I see Louis, we have the push-up attic things, to get in the attic, right? I see Louis on a chair pushing his fucking thing up to see what's in the attic. And in the attic we might have even left some, I think we stopped counting at 50 pounds a pot.
Wow.
and we took it.
That's a heist. That's not even.
We emptied 3 or 4 cans of Right Guard into my sea bag. Maybe that's where I lost some of my fucking uniforms that I would have liked to have kept. A couple of jackets and shit. But
you had to get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make room for the pot.
Yeah. So, talk about fear. Well, after we got on the bus, so then what we did was we packed up and got a cab to the Kansas City bus station. Bought the 2 next tickets to New York City. Scared shitless that the whole fucking bus was going to stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, really. And loaded up. And we had some amphetamine with us too. Maybe that's how we got hooked up with these guys. We had some, and it was shit speed. It was truck stop kind of speed that these guys do. We call white crosses.
Mm-hmm.
It was white crosses, and it would fuck your stomach up, you know. Oh, terrible, not good shit, you know. So at any rate, we had some of that, and I think we took some of that because I don't think we slept the whole drive from Kansas City to New York City. You know, thinking, you know, oh my God, the next stop that they make, you know, for peace stops and whatever else truck place, and a bus will pull in, people go out and they get a sandwich and, you know, whatever, and get back on a bus and keep going. So, we made a phone call to Kevin Murray.
I know Kevin.
Kevin and I grew up together, and Louie and, you know, Louie and Kevin were closer friends. Kevin almost went, when we got out of the service, almost came with us to Florida. That was our first destination. But he was a little bit more responsible. His parents were poor. And he just didn't have it in him to just be free and say, hey, yo, man, we're leaving.
Yeah.
You know, come on. I can't. We got you, all right. No problem. Called them from wherever one of the stops was closer to New York. Said, listen, we got 50 pounds of pot. Can you meet us at fucking Penn Station?
In a car.
In a car.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the look on the people's faces when they came back.
I can't imagine.
That.
I just had a realization, though, that maybe you guys did the right thing by getting that pot and getting out of there, because people probably knew in town, like, those were the guys with 50 pounds of pot. And
well,
we
were asked to watch the house. Now I know there was a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It needed to be taken care of. That pot was destined for New York City.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So we lived off, you know, selling pounds of pot for like $250, $300.
Wow.
For a pound.
While.
That's like...
That's for an ounce now.
I know.
Yeah, I never...
That's at a discount.
16 times more expensive now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good at math, girl. That's good.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I want to film that story. I want to make a scripted version of that one. That's just too fucking good. This whole thing, man.
That's truth. I swear I have not elaborated or try to make things look as, you know, better than they were, or believe me, it was some crazy shit, man.
No, and it was tip of the iceberg. Like I so appreciate you doing this with us. It means so much to me. You brought me life. You give me life. You're my best friend, you know?
Well,
you're the only person I talk to.
You're my best friend.
Like, Cass knows.
Same here.
She's like, call your dad.
Same here.
You know? So, I'm so glad that we've gotten to share more time together.
Oh, yeah, I know, son.
You know, it could have fucking... I was 17 when you were trying to kill yourself. Right?
Yeah.
That night. I was 17, man, and now we're here. I'm 39.
Well, I wasn't trying. I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. You needed love. You needed softness. And you can always come to me for that.
Yeah.
Always.
And believe you
Always.
me, I do.
Oh, yeah.
I will,
Yeah.
because it's not fully understood here, by mom.
We're all evolving.
Mom can be like, will you just stop? Fucking,
Yeah, because
What
Dad,
the
she's
fuck?
been through the gamut with you for
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
40 plus years.
know.
She's been through the goddamn
And,
gamut.
and now she's saying, listen, I worked so hard. Why can't I have a condo? Fuck you. She said, listen, I'm doing it.
She wants a condo. So
Well,
sometimes
she wanted that puppy, and you see what happened. And look at your heart. You love that puppy.
This is the best puppy.
This is the best puppy.
It really
You
is.
gotta love her, right,
It's magic.
Oh, I love her. I love her, but, there's that butt behind it.
But if she got taken by a hawk,
Yeah. We could arrange something.
Yeah. Maybe we could do that.
oh, God.
We were all sitting here. You wouldn't believe it, Mom.
No, so we talk no nonsense.
We've seen so many great concerts together. You've come down to the city and come into clubs with us and
Can't
all
help
the
it, you're a
shows.
hit.
Feeling a little bit out of place, but not too bad.
Oh, no, man. It's
Yeah.
great. Remember when Johnny and Alabama Shakes played at Capitol
Yeah.
Theater? I didn't even go to that show.
I
You
know
went
you
to the
didn't.
show and Johnny was
Yeah.
talking about you on stage.
Yeah.
He's saying, Jack
Yeah.
Dunne's here.
Jack Dunne is in the house. I was like, fucking people. Yeah. You didn't even know.
Oh, man.
And you know what? Johnny put on a better show than Alabama Shakes that night.
Yeah.
Johnny, you can't put Johnny on the bill unless he's headlining, because he'll do that to anybody. It's not, and the Alabama Shakes are a superior band, but Johnny is pure charisma.
Yeah.
Johnny Fritz, we're talking about Johnny
Yeah.
Corndog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves you. He loves you.
I know, man.
And now
Same
he has a
here.
little one.
Whew.
I know. I know. And a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Beautiful wife, a
Yeah.
little one, and
Yeah.
he's killing it. And we
Is
made
he
a film
good?
about it, him called Stray Dog. Check that out on this here YouTube channel.
Yeah.
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 I like that. Straight on.
We'll get together and maybe do a whole podcast about our Little League achievements alone one of these days, man.
I've heard some stories.
We were just talking about mainly drugs and spirituality in this one.
Yeah, to whoever listens to this who's never met me, believe me, drugs was part of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, it was the
at-
culture.
when I came up.
Yeah.
And, some regrets, and but I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that I was able to eventually become a great part of Sean's life.
Oh
Yeah.
Because there were other great times too,
Hell
but the
man.
painful times were very painful and self-inflicted. Me.
No, I mean, I think
And
we even
that's
just
this.
alluded to some of the stuff, the trauma that drunk driver hitting you out of nowhere. You
Yeah,
don't, you know
things
what I mean? Like
happen.
things happen. Accidents,
Accidents,
horrible.
Yeah.
horrible accidents
Horrendous
happen
accidents.
to wake us up.
Yeah.
Why do you think Caitlin has seizures? I talk about this all the time. She wants us to wake up. She wants us to pay attention. What's
Yeah.
that book, The Island,
Mm.
where that bird?
Oh yeah, it goes attention.
Attention, attention. The whole book. The bird just keeps saying, attention, attention,
Oh,
attention, attention, just to
Wow.
come back to the moment.
yeah.
Caitlin will give you a seizure when you least expect
Well,
it, when
that's-
you most expect it.
That's why it's so great that you went and you got the knowledge and you were with the guru, but it's not anything but life that's gonna
Yeah.
like do that for
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
You
And
hold
it-
the key.
Huh?
You hold the key.
Oh, I know. We all do.
Yeah.
We all hold the key. And I could give myself a good lashing over not having the discipline that quite a few premies probably continued their whole life with that knowledge, and they are living their lives through truth, which is the consciousness of bliss.
Mm.
And that was our greeting to other premies. J,
Mm.
J, J, J-A-I, Sat, S-A-T, Chit, C-H-I-T, Anand. Truth is the consciousness of bliss. And, you know, you could say it and say it and say it, but unless you practice it, you're not going to get the truth. And you're going to have a fucking battle with your ego your whole life. And when that Mahatma showed me the techniques, you know, he said, a man, he happened to use the word man. I mean, there were women there. Any man that takes this knowledge and does not, and ignores it, walks away from it, will live the rest of his life in despair. I wish he had never said that.
Well, you take that in a different way than probably we would. What would you take? What would you derive from that?
She would derive some discipline and practice.
I'm not disciplined.
But not take it as a threat.
And practice.
Not take it as a rule. Look at that as a part of.
No, it
he's
was
saying
just
when you drift from God.
Like I'm showing you something beyond what you can believe. The reason you're here on the earth. I'm going to show you how to experience that and grow with that. And it's up to you to do it.
Yeah, it still is. It still is, and you've rediscovered this stuff. You know, I know you're maybe not care right now, but in the last few years, I've you know, Cass knows.
I think you have one of my favorite spirits out there. You know what I mean? Like you always lead with love. You're gonna love everyone you meet. Like that is you're doing it. You know what I mean?
I learned long ago that when we go out in public with Dad, if we go out in public with him, he's not ours. He's the whole restaurant's. He's there for the whole bar, you know.
Well, no, I said
no, I'm not.
No,
that's not. I don't take. I mean that as a compliment.
I know you do.
You get a lot of attention.
I don't feel that. I'm not looking for it.
No, I know, but it comes.
Can
to
I
you.
say something?
Yes.
Because I think sometimes, you know, you'll go put your arm around someone, and Sean will say like, "They don't want you fucking with them. Like, stop. Like, leave them alone."
Oh he disciplines the shit out of me.
Yeah, because he thinks you're getting people's.
What was that noise? Oh.
No, nothing. He thinks you're getting in people's face, but what I try to tell him is I was like, not everyone gets love like that. Like your dad's sharing the love that he gives you all the time that like might suffocate you, but like
other people are like, oh my God, thank you, thanks for paying attention to me, thanks for listening, thanks for caring.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
I think you spread a lot of love in this world.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot. There's people that you probably can't even remember that know you.
Yeah.
That as the guy that saved their life. You know?
Yeah.
Frank Mosca's friend. You know, guys like that. Guys you don't even know. But since you've put out there so honestly what your struggle's been, people know that they can turn to you with something they maybe don't even share with their family.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And not only that, but you'll take it a step further and try to help them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do. Like Ram Dass says, we're all walking each other home. We're here to serve, man. We're here to serve. You have that built in. And I understand fucking what it does to the energy around here, but you're the man of this house. You can stabilize that energy and you can lead with pride about your life. And I think that's why we have some of the practices we have. And you've been really cool about doing mushrooms and stuff with us, and taking acid and Molly a bunch of times, and we've had rape. We'll do some of that, you know.
Rape.
Yeah, but we've had some. I think the MDMA really helped at a time where I didn't know what else to do with you. So I think we're advocates.
See that there's my mortification. My mortification is what I have to rely on my son and his fucking wife to
you
fucking
can
bring me around.
You can.
No.
Not I have to. That you can.
No, I know. But
because I could have easily come over here and been like, Dad, get your shit together and left. Because when I showed up that day, we were here with Mara, our new girlfriend.
I know.
We were like, hey, guys, this is our new situation. And you were down in the dumps. And I said, hey, we just tried this very thing for the first time 2 weeks ago. And it made a hell of a difference, and I know that they're using it right now to work therapeutically.
Yeah.
And would you want to share a night like this? And I'll never forget. It was a magical night because you made me do it too. Yeah. You're like, Sean, don't make me do this alone. And I was like, fuck, man, I just did this. All right, fuck it. I was like, fuck it.
And you said, Cass, can I?
Yeah.
And she said, go.
Yeah. And then you two were outside for hours talking. And and when you and I got together, the first thing you said to me was, all veterans should have access to this. And you don't even know anything about this before that experience. Just the feeling of just like, oh, okay. You know, it gives you the temporary relief. So we've worked with that, and we've worked with LSD. And I'm being honest about that because I think more people should. We need to come out of the psychedelic closet so it's not so stigmatized. And say you can work with this stuff. It's not scary. It's not toxic. And if you have loved ones that'll look after you, I think tripping with your parents is an essential life experience. And we tripped with Cass's mom.
Yeah, I know.
It was so beautiful. And we're going to go to Maine next week and do it again. That's how awesome it was.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Well, let's shut this fucker down. Thank you for being my father. I'm glad we can touch.
Thank you for being my son. Thank you for choosing me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Love
I love you.
Love you.
I love you.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Love you.